Mom? Yeah, honey? Can you go get us some pizzas? Oh, sure. You think the girls would all like pizza? Yeah. Okay. How about Chinese food? No, Mom. No, they don't want Chinese food tonight. They want pizza. Okay. I just want the girls to have a wonderful slumber party.
Not the kids.
And so, Mom got in her car and drove about 20 minutes to the downtown area where the pizza parlor was. It would take her a while to get there and get back. The pizza was always cold when she returned home. But Mom didn't care. She just wanted to make the little girls happy. Why did she ever leave them alone? With that puny little lock on the door that led to the power pole that all you needed to do was snip and the house would go dark. And the girls had watched little princess movies. And they watched the lightning crackling on the hillside. And now, the time had come for those late night games that the kids sometimes like to play. Maybe a little truth or dare. Maybe a little hide and go seek. Maybe a little Mother, may I? That's when they heard the sound way down in the valley. The siren. She'd heard that siren before. That means lock the doors, girls. What do you mean lock the doors? I'm calling my mom. I'm getting a little bit scared. You don't need to get scared. You don't need to call your mom. There's no cell phone reception up here anyway on the mountain. What does the siren mean? My mom told me just lock the doors if she's ever gone. And don't let anyone in. Don't let anyone in no matter what you do. And go down in the basement and hide. But I'm scared. I want to go home. There's no reason to be scared. We have a new doggie. And he always makes us feel safe. It's wonderful to have a new puppy around the house. She used to be so terrified of everything. When she heard the sirens at night, when someone escaped from the asylum, and sometimes when the helicopters were in the air with the searchlights in the woods, sometimes, she'd get a little frightened. But now that her dad, who's long gone, she hadn't seen him in a year or more after the divorce, well, he did give her that puppy. And thank goodness. Because sometimes at night, when she thought for sure something was pressing up on the underside of her bed, or when she thought for sure that someone had opened up the crack, in the corners where the ceiling met the walls and was like staring through at her. She thought for sure she'd seen things like that. Or her little mermaid poster with the eyes that seemed to watch her as she ran into her mom's bedroom and said, "Mommy, I'm scared. I've had a nightmare and I want to sleep with you." She was not afraid anymore. She never slept with her mom anymore. She never did anything scaredy cat anymore because she had her puppy. And her sweet, sweet puppy would always make her comfortable and happy. And she'd pet his hairy fur. And he'd jump on her. And he'd lick her hand. And she would give him a treat. And he would jump and play with toys and fetch things. He hadn't really learned to fetch very well yet. But he was, he would learn. And so she never was afraid as long as she had her friend, or at least had her mom nearby. But now that her mom wasn't here, she called her puppy in. He was trying to sleep, but he slowly woke up and kind of stumbled down in the basement with the girls. And he licked all their faces and they giggled and they all touched him and petted him. And they felt better, like a real stuffed animal this time. It's a real stuffed animal this time. It's very, very good to have. So you're not afraid anymore. And so they got their sleeping bags out, laid down there in the basement. The sirens seemed to be getting louder. That usually means the night was colder. The sound travels better in a cold night. She could see flashing lights down in the valley. Something bad must have happened this time. This isn't the normal person that gets away and sometimes comes and asks for a glass of water at their front door, and her mom says no and then calls the police, and they catch him every time they catch him. This one must be smart. This one must be different. This one must be... What's that? She's looking out of the basement window. She can see in the woods this giant clown head just in the woods. What is that? Why is there this giant clown head out in the woods? All right, Sally, truth or dare? Okay. Go out and see what that clown is. Maybe it's an ice cream truck. Okay. You've got 5 minutes. Go. And so they all quietly went upstairs. And they were reaching for the door handle. She was starting to turn the lock open. She got one of those feelings. Don't open that door! Lights came on that little car. They couldn't see very well. That was weird. No, it was lightning. They thought it was the lights for a minute. So, the little girl reached for the doorknob again. And that's when his face appeared. And they ran down into the basement. They ran down to the basement. What was that? It looked like a clown. It looked like a clown. I love clowns. I'm going to go out and see what he wants. Go ahead. Go ahead. She heard something tapping on one of the windows. Come on out. I want to juggle for you. Come on out. Just going around every window in the outside house. Come on out. I'll make you some balloon shapes. Please. Come out. Meanwhile, the siren was still going. And then, that's when their worst nightmare happened. That's when the lights went out. We could be anywhere! We could be anywhere! And so, they all went where Mom told him to go. Get in the basement. And be quiet. You might survive. Whatever you do, don't scream. Because she likes it when you scream. I thought for sure that they saw a big red nose pressing against the dirty windows of the basement, looking in, but they didn't scream. None of them screamed. So the little girl, she couldn't do this anymore. Her friends were crying a little bit, just a little bit. Her mom told them to be quiet. She remembered that. Why wouldn't they be quiet? Why? She had to get away. She knew the only way she'd survive is if she could be quiet. And so she thought she heard the dog whimpering. Maybe he was scared too. No, Puppy would never be scared. He would be brave. And so she decided that she would sneak away from the other girls. They sounded like they were snoring, maybe asleep. One was still crying a little bit. And that's when she heard that sound. Like that. She didn't know what that was. And she heard it again. She kept hearing it. She crawled away as quietly as she could. She was so frightened. She knew that as she screamed, he'd smell her in the darkness. And she'd be a goner, wouldn't she? And that is when she realized that when Mom left the house to get the pizzas, she opened that garage door. And she thought for sure she saw something like a dog skitter underneath it. Maybe a dog or a cat. Or maybe a maniac. And she realized that he wasn't outside the house at all. He was right inside the house. And she could hear him giggling once in a while. She was crawling away to her bedroom where she thought she might survive. She was so tired. That's when her hand slipped into a big bowl of warm spaghetti. I didn't leave any spaghetti down here, she thought to herself. That wasn't spaghetti, my friends. And the bowl wasn't a bowl, my friends. let's just say one of the girls had lost her head.
Oh.
And then there were the grapes. Oh, they weren't grapes. She kept crawling, trying not to scream. And she finally slipped through her bedroom door down in the basement. Why did her mom make her sleep down there? I guess her mom thought she'd be safe. And she slept in her own little bed that night. And every time she heard him sniffing or chewing, every time she just reached out, petted her dog, and tried not to scream. Her dog looked at her hand and she felt okay. She's gonna be alright. She could see the sun was starting to come up. She could hear the helicopters flying over her house. She wondered if maybe they'd found the clown car. That's when she heard the police sirens coming close. Heard the knock on the door. Open up, police! Police. Police. She knew not to move. She knew not to believe them. They broke the door and... Is there anyone here? Is there anyone here? Oh no. Oh no. One of the policemen threw up. Took them nearly 20 minutes to find the little girl. Her mom taught her well. Don't scream. Don't cry out for help. Just stay there. Be comforted. Just try to keep the puppy quiet and wait. She never made it very far. She drove down to the road, and that's when the clown ran her off the road. She survived. The little girl was covered in red. The police had never seen anything like it. But she was whole. She was okay. If you can call her okay. She was never the same again. It wasn't long after that that sweet girl was put in the insane asylum. In the same room where he once stayed. Because someone in the town made the mistake of telling her the truth of what they found that night. The cops did a thorough search under the bed. They found the sweetest, cutest little black, wet-nosed puppy, dead. Stabbed into the puppy was a note, a simple phrase that no one should have ever told her. Little girl. Humans can lick hands too.
Did you not hear those footsteps?
I heard.
You were in on this.
No, I just heard the end of it. That's awesome.
Oh, I want to kill myself because I can't see where the step through is here.
Yep.
Wait, just wait till Dad turns the light
Go
on.
to your left more.
No, don't fall down the stairs.
No, it's okay. She's
I don't know,
not
I was
going
too
to.
busy
Step more to
thinking.
your
Yeah,
left.
No,
Keep on feeling.
Oh.
And that's where the opening
Too
will
far to the
be.
left is where the. Is it over?
Yeah,
I hear
but-
you guys screaming inside the house.
Seriously?
Oh, there's
You guys are screaming loud.
Oh,
Guys.
Dad, you're blinding me.
Isn't that a good story?
Yes.
Wait, what was the last? Humans can lick hands too.
Scary thing is our
It wasn't
barn.
the dog licking the hand.
Our barn looks like
It wasn't
somewhere
the
that
dog.
I could never
It
live
was
in
the
kids,
maniac licking her hand.
doesn't it? What the
He
heck?
knew where she was the whole
Dog
time.
was dead.
Oh, that makes sense. Did you guys not get that?
Yeah, you guys.
I'm sorry, we're not dance
You all just
students.
screamed for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what happened.
Just because of yelling. You're
It
like,
wasn't that bad until then. Oh no.
I was barely paying attention to the story. Like, I was paying attention, but not like
I
thoroughly.
was paying attention, I guess.
I was listening.
I'm gonna feel this tonight when I go to sleep.